Hello and welcome to the Reiki Game Changers channel. I am Mark Hosak and today we talk about the Reiki symbols and the questions. Is it possible to stop practicing the Reiki symbols? I was asked this question recently and this is very interesting. Yes, of course you can stop practicing the Reiki symbols. You don't need the Reiki symbols if you think you don't need them, but maybe you need them. So let's also talk about what happens if you stop using the Reiki symbols and where doesn't it matter and where would it be a problem? So, easy thing. The Reiki symbols of the second level you use for Reiki power amplification, for mental healing and remote contact. This is easily possible without the symbols. In every first level of Shingon Reiki, I teach my students this three things in the first level without the symbols, because in the first level we don't need the symbols. Now you can ask, so if I can do it without the symbols, do I need the symbols? Yes and no, it depends what you like to do. If you don't use the symbols, this is possible, but then you have less possibilities with Reiki. Now you might think, but if I have the power amplification, the mental healing and the remote contact in the already without symbols, then I have everything what I need. So for what do I need the symbols? Yeah, this is very easy. You might not know all the possibilities which are there with Reiki, which have not been imported to the West by Takata and which are also not known in the recently last 2 decades, about 2 decades, Japanese Reiki systems, because there's a lot more that exists. Yeah? And some of this more seems to be secret because nobody knows. And this is why I have an Reiki online course called Secret Reiki Techniques. And in this online course, you get about 70 secret Reiki techniques without the symbols, and there of course you learn how to do things without symbols and much more, because it's going about the training of supernatural powers in your hands and perception and even more, and where is Reiki going through the body and what you else can do with it and so on. So you have very strong Reiki hands only with this, and then about other 40 or 50 videos will be on the Reiki symbols, what you can do with the Reiki symbols above the normal things. Yeah? So above mental healing, remote healing and power amplification, because there's a lot more what you can do with it. So this means, for example, yeah, I have with a remote contact with the symbols more possibilities where I go and where I send Reiki than in the first level. And with the second level and with the symbols, I can do some combinations that I can give much more Reiki in much less time, for example. Yeah? Or I can do combinations which are impossible to do it without the symbols. Yeah? Or if I would like to do it without the symbols, it would take a long time, because I need a lot of applications doing one after another, but it will not be possible to dive into some deep places of the mind, because you will not reach it without the symbols. Yeah? So this is why it is good to know and good to use the Reiki symbols, yeah? If you like this. But if you are satisfied with those easy applications with normal stuff, then of course you don't need them. But what is when you're a Reiki master? Then of course you need the Reiki symbols, because the Reiki symbols are used in the Reiki initiations. Usui was giving different Reiki initiations than Hayashi. Usui was giving Reiju, and this there are also used. They also use, and we also use in Reiju the Reiki symbols. And Hayashi was inventing or developing the 4 initiation system that when you get this, you will have Reiki lifelong. And the Usui Reiju, you have to repeat it over and over again, not to lose Reiki. So there's a further development in the last years of Hayashi. This, I think, is a very interesting topic. And for this, those symbols are important. So if you want to give on Reiki to another person, you need the symbols. You cannot do it without the symbols, with the only exception, if you give just Reiki with hands-on healing for quite a time, then Reiki will flow through the body of your client for a while, but it will go away. It is like a soft Reiju. If you do a Reiju, it's stronger, but it will also go away unless you don't train every day for more than 4 hours. Yeah? But if you do it with a 4 initiation system by Hayashi with the right symbols, and you also received yourself the right initiations, then you can pass Reiki on, and it will last for at least 1 life. So I think the Reiki symbols are quite important. Have a nice time. Namaste.